Voiceover Utilities. We're going to explore this in as much detail as I can give you. The one thing I will tell you is I'm going to go with the rule of thumb. If you don't know what it is, leave it alone. I can't help you if you take something that's set at the default and you change it to something you don't know, because if you don't know, you can't tell me, and then I can't help you. So if you don't understand it, leave it alone. Now, there's a few different ways you can get to Voiceover Utilities. You can push Command-Shift-U, go into the Utilities menu, and go down to Voiceover Utilities and hit the spacebar, or VO spacebar, or you can use VO F8. Depending on how your function keys are set up, you might have to add the function key, and that will open Voiceover Utilities. As y'all know by now, Trainer Cliff is lazy, so I have a commander for it. So let's launch it.
Voiceover Utility. Voiceover Utility window. Utility categories. General. Selected has keyboard focus.
Alright, it lands me on General, so let's VO to the right and see what's in here.
Speak the following greeting after login.
This is what it'll say when you log onto your computer. If you've powered it down, once you type your password in, or if you don't have a password and just hit enter, mine will say,
Hello Clifton Senior. Content selected. Greet and edit text.
And you see it said edit text, so I could change this if I want to. I like it the way it is. I barely turn my computer off, so it really doesn't matter.
Uncheck display welcome dialog when voiceover starts. Checkbox.
I'm assuming that just displays on the screen. I can't see it, so I don't care. It's unchecked, and I've never messed with it.
Keys to use as the voiceover modifier.
Alright, this is what some people have been asking about. Keys to use as a voiceover modifier.
Control Option or caps lock. Keys to use as the voiceover modifier.
I have mine set to both, but you can change it to
Menu checkmark. Control Option or checkmark. Control Option or caps lock. Caps lock. Caps lock. Control Option. Control plus op. Control Option. Control plus Option.
So you can have it just on Control Option or just the caps lock. Mine is set on both, even though I don't even use them. The caps lock key I do use when I want to go to the dock quickly. But other than that, I don't use the caps lock key. If I'm going to use voiceover keys, it is the Control and Option key, the traditional way.
Control Option or caps lock. Portable preferences off. Image.
My portable preferences are off. I guess this is where you can put them on a USB thumb drive, plug them in, and use them on somebody else's computer. I don't do it that way. I export my preferences if I so choose, and I would just load them onto them that way, not keep them on a USB thumb drive or whatever the case may be. Anyway,
portable preferences off.
Yep, so they're off.
Setup.
You can set it up right there.
Portable preferences let you take your voiceover preferences with you wherever you go.
Well, he just told you what I told you.
Unchecked. Allow voiceover to be controlled with AppleScript. Checkbox.
Now this is a interesting one because it says mine is unchecked, but I guess I don't know. I thought this is the checkbox where it needed to be checked in order for stuff like the time to be read, because my time's read when I push Option T and things of that nature. So if you want your voiceover to be controlled by Apple scripts, ones that you customize yourself or that you get from different websites, then this box will have to be checked.
Help.
Then you're at the help,
and
then that's the end. So let's go back to the table.
Toolbar. Voiceover Utility. Utility categories. General. Selected.
General.
In utility categories.
I interacted with the table.
Verbosity.
Let's see what's here.
Out of speech. Selected. Tab 1 of 5.
Now there's 5 tabs in here, and my speech is currently selected, but let's see what the other ones are.
Braille tab 2 of 5. Text tab 3 of 5. Announcements tab 4 of 5. Hints tab 5 of 5. Default speech verbosity.
Alright. We're on speech, so my verbosity is set at
low. Default speech verbosity.
And this basically just gives you less information. I would recommend keeping yours on high or medium.
Choose how much detail is spoken when describing an item.
Well, that's what it says. How much detail you want when describing an item. Thanks, VoiceOver.
Additional speech verbosity options.
Alright, additional verbosity speech options. I'm going to expand this.
Help. Additional expanded.
Okay.
Custom verbosity.
Alright, custom verbosity. Now, you heard mine was on low, but I have a few of mine that I put on high because I want more information as it relates to what it is.
In custom verbosity, control app.
So the first first column is the app that it is.
Verbosity default.
The next is the default, which is the verbosity, or the setting, which is mine is on my default is low, so that's what this particular application is, whatever it is. So
Description name.
and the name.
Control button.
So this is a button,
App
and
button. Checkbox.
checkbox,
Column view.
column view,
Combo box.
combo box. Let's see what combo box is on.
Description name. Verbosity default. Control verbosity default.
I thought I had that on high. I'm gonna switch that.
Menu. Menu. Checkmark default. Low. Medium. High. Custom ellipsis. High. High.
So as you can see, you can switch certain attributes to be high, low, medium, or be at your default.
Description name. Status. Type. Control. Combo box.
I got my combo box switched to high.
Column view.
Column view I don't use.
Checkbox.
Checkbox. Let's see what this one is on.
Description name. Verbosity default. Control verbosity default.
Why is this? I know I had these on high.
Menu. Check low, medium, high.
Oh, I know why it is. It's because
High menu but
I'm using a different settings, but it doesn't matter. So
description name status type.
I'm showing you how this works. So
Control checkbox.
all right, checkbox. Let's see what button is on.
Button.
Button is on.
Verbosity default menu button. Control verbosity default menu button. Menu. Checkmark default low, medium, high. High
So
menu.
let's see what else is in here.
Description name control button.
I'm not gonna switch anymore, but let's see what else is in here.
Checkbox. Column view. Combo box. Disclosure triangle. Doc item. Drawer. Heading. Image. Incrementer. Layout area. Layout item. Level indicator. Link. List. List marker. Menu. Menu item.
So all these items you can switch to the verbosity level of your choice, or you can just leave it as the default, whatever you have set as your default. Like I said, there's a few that I raise high, but most of them I leave on my default, which is low.
Page. Progress indicator.
Let me see what progress indicator on, because this one should definitely be on high.
Description. Verbosity high. Menu button.
Yep, it's on high. Okay.
Description. Control. Progress indicate. Radio button.
Radio button, I want that one on high also.
Description. Verbosity high. Menu
Yep,
button.
that one's already on high. So good deal.
Description. Control. Ruler marker. Scroll area. Sheet. Slider. Sort button. Splitter. Table. Text. Text area.
Text area.
Description. Verbosity default. Menu button.
Yep, that was on default. That's okay, because I know how to use that one. So you get the idea. You can customize certain attributes to be on a different verbosity setting than your default.
Out of additional speech verbosity options.
Alright, so let's collapse this.
Collapsed. Low.
And go
Defaults.
back over
tab 2 of 5.
I don't use a braille display, so I'm not going to go into this one. If you have a braille display, you might want to go in here and see what's in here. So let's go to the next one, which I think is text.
Text tab 3
Alright,
of 5.
text.
Braille tab. Text tab 3 of 5. Selected. Announcements tab. Hints. Punctuation.
Alright, punctuation. Mine is probably on none.
None. Punctuation.
But you can switch it
Pop-up
to.
button. Menu checkmark. Some. All. All.
So all, some, or none.
None. Punctuate. Repeated punctuation.
Repeated punctuation.
First 3 times. Repeated punctuation.
That's the
Pop-up
default.
button.
Let's see what else there is.
Menu check. First 2 times. Spoken with count. Always spoken. Always spoken.
Alright, so I'll leave mine on first.
First 3 times. Repeated punctuation. While typing speak.
While typing, speak.
Words. While typing speak. Pop-up button.
Mine is on words. You can have it on characters and words or none.
When moving the cursor. Speak text the cursor passes. When moving the cursor. Pop-up button.
That's pretty self-explanatory, but let's see what else the choices are.
Menu checkmark. Speak checkmark. Speak text. The cursor. Speak text to the right of the cursor. Speak text to the right of the cursor.
So-
Speak text. The cursor passes.
So either speak text to cursor passes or speak to the right.
When text attributes change. Do nothing. When text attributes change. Pop-up button.
When text attributes change, I have mine to do nothing, but what else is there?
Menu checkmark. Checkmark. Play tone. Speak attributes. Speak attributes.
Alright, so those are your choices.
Do nothing. When encountering a misspelled word.
When encountering a misspelled word.
Do nothing. When encountering a misspelled word. Pop-up button.
Do nothing, whatever our choices are.
Menu checkmark. Checkmark. Play tone. Speak attributes. Change pitch. Change pitch. Do nothing. When
So it's change pitch, make it do a tone, or do nothing.
When encountering a linked attachment. Play tone. When encountering a linked attachment. Pop-up button.
And our other choices are?
Menu check. Do nothing. Do nothing.
Alright, do nothing.
Play tone.
Or play
when
tone.
Encountering a linked attachment. Pop-up button. Read numbers as words. Read numbers as pop-up button.
You can have your words be, or your numbers be read as words or digits.
When reading a capital letter. Change pitch. When reading a capital letter.
Capital letter will
pop-up
change
button.
pitch, and that's only if you're reading it letter by letter. It's not going to do it if it's the capital letter at the beginning of a word. And you can also have it,
Menu check. Play tone. Speak cap. Do nothing.
them are your choices.
Change pitch. When deleting text. Do nothing. When deleting text.
I have mine
pop-up
set to
button.
do nothing because I already know I'm deleting text, but you could also have it do.
Menu checkmark. Speak. Play tone. Change pitch. Change pitch.
Alright, those are your choices.
Do nothing. When unchecked. Append phonetic pronunciation to single characters. Checkbox.
I really have no idea what that means, so, and it's unchecked, so I must not like it.
Help button.
Alright, and that's it for text. Let's go back to the beginning.
Toolbar. Voice utility. Speak. Tab. 2. Text. Selected. Announcements. Tab.
Alright, announcements.
Selected. Hints. Tab. Unchecked. Announce when mouse cursor enters the window. Checkbox.
Alright, I don't use the mouse, so that's probably why that's unchecked.
Unchecked. Announce when the modifier key is pressed. Checkbox.
I definitely don't want that to happen, for it to announce every time I push a modifier key.
Checked. Announce when the caps lock key is pressed. Checkbox.
That's helpful.
Checked. Speak header when navigating across a table row. Checkbox.
That's definitely helpful.
Checked. Automatically speak text in dialog boxes. Checkbox.
Way helpful.
Unchecked. Speak zoom magnification changes. Checkbox.
I don't use a zoom magnifier, so that's not helpful. That's why it's unchecked.
Unchecked. Speak voiceover cursor magnification changes. Checkbox.
Another one that I can't see, so it means nothing to me, so that's unchecked.
When status text changes under voiceover cursor. Play tone. When status text changes under voiceover cursor. Pop-up button.
Alright, mine is set to play a tone. Our other choices are
Menu checkmark. Play. Speak text.
speak text
Do nothing.
or do nothing.
Do nothing. Play tone. When status text changes under voiceover cursor. Pop-up button. When progress indicator changes under voiceover cursor. Speak update. When progress indicator changes under voiceover cursor. Pop-up button.
That's if a file is downloading or Safari is loading. I have mine set to speak it, and you can also probably have it do nothing or play a sound. Let's see.
Menu checkmark. Do nothing. Do nothing. Checkmark. Play tone.
Yep, play tone, speak it or do nothing.
Play tone. Speak update. When progress indicate when number of rows change under voiceover cursor. Do nothing. When
Alright,
number
mine
of
do
rows
nothing.
change Under menu checkmark. Do not speak update. Play tone. Play tone.
Speak update or play tone.
Do nothing. When system dialogues are displayed. Speak and play tone. When system dialogues are displayed. Pop-up button.
Speak or play tone is what I have selected.
Menu checkmark. Play tone.
Play tone
Play tone. Check. Do nothing.
or do nothing.
Do nothing. Speak and play tone. Speak size and position in inches. Speak size and position in.
I have no
Pop-up
idea
button.
what that means. I don't use that, I guess.
Unchecked. Speak text under mouse after delay. Checkbox.
I don't use a mouse, so that's why that's unchecked, to have it speak text under the mouse.
0.4 seconds. Speak text short.
And I guess these are seconds and increments you can set.
Long. Help button. Help button.
And that's it for that. This next one is an important one.
Toolbar. Hints tab. 5.
Hints.
5. Selected.
I have no clue why, but some people see it fit to turn hints off. I don't turn mine off. I just have mine on an extended delay. But let's see what else, how this category goes.
Unchecked. Speak instructions for using the item in the voiceover cursor checkbox.
Alright, I don't have mine set to speak items in the voiceover cursor. If you're a beginner, you might want to have that one checked.
When an item has a help tag, speak help. When an item has a help tag, pop-up button.
Definitely, that's what you wanted to do. So, let's see what else is in here.
Menu checkmark. Speak notification. Do nothing. Do nothing. Speak checkmark. Speak help. Checkmark. Speak help. Speak notification. Speak help.
So either speak help or speak notification or do nothing. I have mine on speak help.
When an item has custom actions, speak help. When an item has custom actions,
Again,
pop-up button.
Speak or
speak help. When
speak,
an item,
mine is on speak help, and the rest of them probably are the same.
Menu checkmark. Do nothing. Do nothing. Check play sound.
Yep, or play sound. I have mine to speak to help.
Speak help. When an item has when an item has more content,
When an item has more content,
speak help. When an item has more content, pop-up
as
button.
you can see, I have all mine on speak help or announce whatever, and I've been using the Mac for over 10 years. So I'm not saying
Here's how
that
to announce.
I'm not saying that I need the help because I've been using it, but you never know what might can change.
Speak hints after delay. 10.0 seconds.
As
Speak
you-
hints after delay.
Now, I don't have hints disabled, and I never will, but I do have a delay on it because more times than not, I do know what to do. But if I sit here
Set
for
how long to wait before hints are spoken.
exactly, you see how he waited 10 seconds there before he actually told me what the help tag was? That's how I have it set because I don't need it right away, but I may need it at some time or another. So that's why it's set like that.
Short. Long. Help button.
And I guess those are the choices where you can have it speak short or long, but I have mine on 10 seconds. So please, please, please leave your hints on, and whether they're going to be delayed or whatever the case may be. I'm telling you, VoiceOver will always tell you when something changes, when you need help, whatever the case may be. All right, let's go on to the next tab.
Toolbar. Voiceover utility categories. Verbosity. In utility categories. Speech.
All right, speech.
Out of voices. Selected. Tab. 1 of 2. Pronunciation. Tab. 2 of 2.
Let me touch on the pronunciation. I don't use it, but it's probably the same thing that's on your iPhone where you can teach VoiceOver or Siri how to pronounce certain words and certain things. I don't use it, so I'm not even going to demo it. And we already have speech selected, so let's go and see what's in here.
Unchecked. Mute speech. Checkbox.
I would assume nobody wants that. That's the mute speech checkbox.
Customized language list.
Customize language list,
Add language button.
and you can add a language.
Remove selected languages. Dimmed button.
Remove selected languages. I'm assuming that's dimmed because I don't have a second language in here.
Help button.
All right.
Remove add customized language list.
All right, we're going to interact with this customized language list.
In custom language default.
Default is
English.
English.
Voice. Alex voice pop-up button.
All right, Alex is my default voice,
Rate. 40 rate. 39.4% rate.
and it's only at 40 because I'm teaching this session. Usually it's up on 65, 70.
Column 4. Edit button. Edit button.
All right, now let me go back here and show you something
Rate.
here.
Voice. Out language. Default. Default English.
All right, English is my language. Let me see if I actually have another one in here. Nope, I don't.
Voice. Alex voice pop-up button.
All right, Alex is my voice, and you heard it say pop-up, which means I have other choices. Let's see.
Menu checkmark. Alex. Agnes. English. Siri voice 2. Siri voice 1. Serena. Oliver.
All right, now these are voices that have to be downloaded, and in order to download, you have to go all the way to the bottom where it says
Customize ellipses.
Customize.
In search dialog. Search text voices.
Now, if you know what the name of the voices are, you can go in here and you can search for them. But what I usually do is I just go through the list and then select the ones I want by VO spacebar on uncheck it or unchecking it, and then I'll go over to
Play. Dimmed button.
you can either play it
Cancel button.
or I got to
Flash
select.
voices.
Let me go in
In
here.
voices. English. Agnes. Check. Alex. Checkbox. Alex compact. Check. Allison. Checkbox. Allison compact. Checkbox. Ava. Checkbox. Ava compact. Bruce. Checkbox. Fred. Checkbox. Junior. Uncheck checkbox. Kathy. Checkbox. Nikki. Checkbox. Princess, uncheck checkbox. Ralph, uncheck checkbox. Samantha, check checkbox. Samantha compact, check checkbox. Siri compact voice 1, check checkbox. Siri voice 1, check checkbox.
All right, let's go over
Out
here.
of voice play button.
We'll play this one.
Stop.
Hello, I'm Siri.
All right, so that's the Siri voice 1 or 2, whatever it said.
Cancel button. OK. Default button.
And then after you select the voices you want, you'll just hit OK,
Customize language list.
and it'll download it. So I mean, it's pretty much that simple. For the speech, if you want to add more voices, you have to go into customize.
Unchecked.
Make
Mute speech.
sure.
Voices. Utility categories. Voice pronunciation. Unchecked. Mute speech. Customize language. In default. English. Voice. Alex voice
Yeah,
pop-up
if you
button.
want more voices, you would go over to the voice pop-up after you interact with customize,
Menu
and
check mark. Customize ellipses.
and then you go all the way to the bottom where it says customize, and that's where you select the voices in the table by pushing VO space bar or just a space bar if you have quick nav on. And once you've selected all the voices you want, then you'll go over to OK, and it will download
Alex
them.
voice pop-up. Out of unchecked. Mute
Alright,
speech.
let's go to
Checkbox.
here.
Toolbar. Voiceover utility. Utility categories. Speech.
All
Select
right.
in utility category. Navigation.
Navigation.
Out of initial position of voiceover cursor. Keyboard focused item. Initial position of voiceover cursor. Pop-up button.
All right, you want keyboard navigate, or what did he say?
Keyboard focused item. Initial
Keyboard
position.
Keyboard focused item. Let's see what the choices are.
Menu checkmark. Checkmark. Keep first item in window. First item in window. Checkmark. Keyboard focused item. Keyboard focused item.
So either first item in window or keyboard focused item. I have mine on keyboard focused item.
Grouping behavior. Standard. Grouping behavior.
All right, it says standard. Let's see what else there is to choose from.
Menu checkmark. Checkmark. Bookend groups. Checkmark. Bookend groups. Announce groups. Ignore groups. Ignore groups.
All right,
Standard. Grouping behavior.
and these are one of those things that I was telling you about at the beginning, where if I don't know what it does, I leave it alone. Apple does a great job with their accessibility team and their engineers on testing and modifying this stuff, and if this is what the default is, that's what I'm going to leave it as. Excuse me, had to take a drink. Anyway,
Checked. Synchronize keyboard focus and voiceover cursor. Checkbox.
okay, it says synchronize keyboard and voiceover navigation, or what do you say?
Checked. Synchronize keyboard focus and voiceover cursor. Checkbox.
Okay, that makes sense. That box is checked, obviously.
Mouse pointer.
Mouse pointer, again, I don't use a mouse.
Ignores voiceover cursor. Mouse pointer.
It ignores
Pop-up button.
voiceover cursor, but let's see what our choices are.
Menu checkmark. Follows voiceover cursor. Moves voiceover cursor. Moves voiceover cursor.
Alright, so you can move the
Ignores
voiceover cursor or follow it. I guess mine is on ignore.
Unchecked. Allow cursor wrapping. Checkbox.
Allow cursor wrapping. I guess that's when you get to the bottom or the top and it goes back the other direction. I don't use it, so.
Unchecked. Skip redundant labels. Checkbox.
Skip redundant labels. Mine is unchecked. I really don't know what that means.
Checked. Automatically interact when using tab key. Checkbox.
That's checked, and I guess it's a good thing, but I don't use my tab key for interacting, so that's personal preference.
Unchecked. Enable fast searching. Checkbox.
Enable fast searching. Mine is unchecked. I really don't use my Mac to search because I know where everything is.
Right command key. Enable fast searching. Dimmed.
I guess
Pop-up button.
you can hit the right command key to do that. Let's see what the other choices are.
Dimmed.
Or I can't because mine is unchecked.
Unchecked. Enable fast
I
searching.
guess I'll check it.
Checkbox. An alert. OK. Fast search enabled. When OK. Default. When you use the right command key for fast search, the left command key behaves normally.
Okay,
OK.
that's good to know.
Checked. Enable right command key.
Let's see
Enable
what our,
fast search.
let's see what our other choices are for a quick search.
Menu checkmark. Right left command key. Left command key.
All right, so it's either
right command key.
it's either command key,
Checked. Unchecked.
but since I don't like it, I don't use it. I'm unchecking it.
Right command key. Help button.
All right, that's that category. Let's go back over here.
Toolbar. Voice utility category.
Interact with the table.
In utility categories.
Next category
Navigation. Web.
is the web.
Out of navigation. Selected. Tab. 1 of 3.
All right, we have three things here: navigation
General. Tab. 2
General.
of 3. Web rotor. Tab.
And web
3
rotor.
of 3. Navigate web pages by.
All right, navigate web pages by.
DOM order. Navigate web pages by. Selected. Radio button. 1 of 2.
This is another one of those things that I don't know what the difference is, so I just leave it alone. The other choice is
Grouping items, navigate web pages by radio button 2 of 2.
grouping items or
DOM order, navigate web pages by
or DOM order, whatever that means. Again, this is I don't know what it means. I've never changed it, so I left it alone.
grouping items when navigating web tables.
When navigating web tables,
Unchecked group items within when navigating web tables. Check
group
box.
them. I don't do that either.
Checked speak column and row numbers when navigating web tables. Checkbox.
Okay, so I guess when I'm navigating web tables, it speaks the numbers and columns for me.
Navigate images. Always navigate images.
All right,
Pop-up button.
Always navigate images. Let's see what the other choices are.
Menu checkmark all with descriptions. Never with checkmark. Always with descriptions. Always navigate.
So always with descriptions or never. Mine is set to always.
Checked enable live regions. Checkbox.
Enable live regions, whatever that means.
Unchecked always allow keyboard commands to navigate websites. Checkbox.
Always, mine is unchecked, but that's probably because I use quick nav with single letter navigation. So
Unchecked always allow keyboard commands to navigate websites. Checkbox.
So if you have keyboard commands for the websites, then hey, go ahead and have at it.
Help button.
All right, that's the last one. Let's go back over here.
General tab.
Let's
2
go to
of 3.
General.
Selected. Web router tab. When loading a new web page.
When loading a new web page, it does
Checked speak web page summary. When loading a new web page.
speak
Checkbox.
web page summary,
Checked automatically speak the web page when loading a new web page. Checkbox.
and that's checked. Automatically speak the web page, which is good to know because you want to know where you're at.
While a web page loads. Speak progress. While a web page loads. Pop-up button.
All right, let's see what the other choice is.
Menu checkmark. Play tone. Do nothing. Do nothing.
All right, the usual do nothing or play tone. Mine
Speak
is
progress. While
Mine is on speak progress because I like to know when the page is done loading.
help button.
All right, and
Toolbar. General. Web router. Tab.
Web router.
3. Selected. Select a checkbox to enable or disable an item. To reorder the items, use command up arrow and command down arrow.
all right. So I'm assuming that when you open Safari, this is what's all going to be on your router. I have never reordered this stuff because I navigate with single letter navigation. But we will go in here and see what particular things you have to check and uncheck and reorder on your router.
Item order.
All right, this is a table that I'm about to interact with.
In item order. Item order. Checked. Links. Checkbox.
All right, links.
Item order. Checked. Headings. Checkbox. Checked. Lines. Checkbox. Unchecked. Form controls. Checkbox.
Form controls I don't have checked.
Unchecked. Web spots. Checkbox.
Web spots I never use, so they're unchecked.
Unchecked. Tables. Checkbox.
Tables, I know how to get to them, so and you can do that by hitting the letter T in single letter navigation. And while I'm talking about it, if you want to turn on single letter navigation, it's VO and Command Q to turn it off, and it's a toggle or to turn it on. And if you want to turn it back off, it's the same command, VO and the letter Q. And that way you can hit H for headings, T for tables, L for links, B for buttons. And if you want to know any other ones, F for, I guess, form fields or search. But when all else fails, just hit VOK and use the keyboard help and have it tell you what they do.
Unchecked. Landmarks. Checkbox.
Don't use landmarks.
Unchecked. Auto web spots. Checkbox.
Auto web spots.
Unchecked. Frames. Checkbox. Unchecked. Buttons. Checkbox. Unchecked. Text fields. Unchecked. Buttons. Check. Unchecked. Text fields. Check. Unchecked. Images. Checkbox. Unchecked. Lists. Checkbox.
Yes, and then you can also move these things up. Let me see. I think
Unchecked. Live regions. Checkbox.
I think VoiceOver told us how to rearrange
item
these.
order.
Let's see what he says.
Select a checkbox to enable or disable an item. To reorder the items, use command up arrow and command down arrow.
Alright, so if you want to reorder them, hold down the command key and move them up or down. Move the up or down arrow on the one you want to move. Again, I've never done that. Have never felt a need to.
Web router. Selected. Tab. 3 of 3.
Alright, that's all for this category.
Toolbar. Voice utility categories. In utility sound.
Alright, this is sound.
Out of unchecked. Mute sound effects. Checkbox.
Now, I actually
Unchecked. Mute sound.
I actually do that on my phone. I don't do it on the Mac, but I actually do it on the phone, mute my sound effects. And that means when you're going across something, it doesn't make that clicking sound.
Unchecked. Enable audio ducking. Checkbox.
I hate audio ducking because it always makes VoiceOver quiet when something else is going on or vice versa. No, I don't No, I don't use audio ducking. Personal preference.
Checked. Enable positional audio checkbox.
Enable positional audio. I'm assuming that's so you wherever you go, you'll get the same level or amount of audio no matter what.
Output device.
Output device.
System default. Output device.
Mine is on
Pop-up
system.
button.
Mine is on system default, but I'm imagining if you're using an external headset, some AirPods, you can set this to, you know, whatever one you want. Where this comes in most handy is when people are on Zoom, they want to hear people in their speakers out loud without wearing a headset, but they want to hear voiceover in their headset. So they'll come in here and pick voiceover for the headset and have the rest of the audio come out the external speakers.
Help button.
Alright, that's it for sound.
Toolbar. Voiceover utility categories.
Interact with the table.
Visuals.
Visuals. I'm assuming by the title that this is nothing that we need to know about it unless you have some site. Let's take a look though.
Out of cursor. Selected. Tab. 1 of 2. Panels and menus. Tab. 2 of 2. Checked. Show voiceover cursor. Checkbox. Voiceover cursor magnification. 1. Voiceover cursor magnification. Small. Large. When reading text, move voiceover cursor by. Sentence. When reading text, move voiceover cursor by. Help button.
Again, I have no idea what's in here because I've never looked at this category, but I just decided to let voiceover read it to you.
Toolbar. Voice cursor. Panels and menus. Tab. 2 of 2.
Let's see what this panels and menus is all about.
Selected. Checked. Show caption panel. Checkbox. Show braille panel. Automatic. Show braille. Font size for panels and menus. 17-point font. Font size. Small. Large. Help button.
Alright, that's it. That's in there. Again, I have no idea about that particular thing, so.
Toolbar. Voiceover utility. Utility commanders.
Commanders. This is one of my favorite areas.
Out of numpad. Selected. Tab.
Now, you got different kind of commanders. You have a numpad.
Categories. Commanders.
You have a
Selected.
numpad that I don't have.
Numpad. Selected. Tab. Keyboard. Tab.
You have
2
a
of 3.
keyboard.
Quick nav. Tab. 3 of 3.
Quick nav.
Unchecked. Enable numpad commander. Checkbox.
Alright.
Quick nav. Tab.
see.
No modifier. Modifier key. Pop-up button.
That's where you would set your modifier for the numpad commander, I'm assuming.
Numpad commander.
And I don't have any, so I really can't show you anything in here.
Numpad key 1. Numpad key 2.
Alright.
1.
Alright, I guess it has some in here just in case I have one connected, so let's see what they are.
Command item chooser. Menu button. Move down. Menu button. Menu button. Move left. Menu button. Perform action for item. Menu button. Move right. Menu button. Numpad key 6. Command move right. Stop interacting with item. Menu button. Numpad key 7. Command stop interacting with item. Menu move up. Menu button. Numpad key 8. Command move up. Menu button. Start interacting with item. Menu button. Numpad key 9.
So, for those of you who have a numpad, I guess if you push 7, it will stop interacting, and if you push the number 9, it will start interacting.
Command start interacting with item. Menu button. Numpad key 9.
Yep, that's number 9.
Clear. Command go to dock. Menu button. Go to menu bar. Menu button. Numpad key equal.
Yep, so these, for those of you who have a numpad, this is worth for you exploring. I don't have a numpad, nor do I have a desire to have one, so.
Out of no modify. Quick keyboard. Numpad. Selected utility category. Keyboard. Tab. 2 of 3.
Good old keyboard.
Selected. Quick nav. Tab. 3. Checked. Enable keyboard commander. Checkbox.
Alright, it's checked because I want it enabled. Quick shortcut key. If you want to turn it on and off and on the fly, do VO, Shift, and the letter K. That will turn your keyboard commander on and off.
Use. Right option key. Use.
This is an important one because I had a student that was trying to have VoiceOver tell her the time. She had everything set, but she was using her left command key or left option key instead of her right one. So you can use both or either or. So
keyboard commander.
Alright, keyboard commanders. This is where my keyboard commanders are listed. I'll show you a few that I have here.
Keyboard key. Exclamation mark.
The exclamation mark does what for me?
Command decrease volume. Menu button.
It decreases my volume.
Open application. Voiceover utility. Menu button. Keyboard key. Number.
Yep, so I'm not going to show you how to do commanders today. this session is already running a little long, but in the short of it, you just add new. Let me see.
Out of keyboard, add button.
You'll hit the add button here. You'll select the key you want to assign, and then you'll find the command you want it to perform. I'll do something later on down the line a little more detailed.
Add a new command.
That's the short of it. Hit add, select the key you want to assign, A through Z, 1 through 0, even and equals, and you can even add you can even use capital letters too. And then you just go to the command that you want and it will do it. Like for instance, I have option backslash turns on my screen curtain. Option S will open Safari, that's the default. Option T will tell you the time. Option M will open up mail. I think them are all the defaults. Option U will tell you how many unread messages, emails you have. And Option X, even though I deleted it, is supposed to do a screenshot to mail for you with VoiceOver. But again, that's, I'll do a more extensive demo of it instead of just telling you later on down the line. Alright, let's go back over here to Quick Nav.
Keyboard command, right, use. Quick keyboard, Quick Nav, tab, 3 of 3. Selected.
Alright, Quick Nav.
Checked, enable Quick Nav, checkbox.
Gotta check that box to enable it.
Checked, allow toggling of Quick Nav using left and right arrow keys, checkbox.
That's how you turn it on and off, by pushing the left and right keys together. So it would say
Quick Nav off. Quick Nav on.
And that's what it does when you hit the left and right arrows together.
Unchecked, enable single key web page navigation when using Quick Nav, checkbox.
Now, the reason I have this unchecked is because it's kind of touchy. If I have it checked here, then I'll have to turn off a lot of different things in other applications because it affects the whole system. So what I've done is create a activity for that, and I'll explain more about that when I get to it. So that's why it's unchecked here.
Checked, unchecked, enable single key web page navigation when using Quick Nav, checkbox. Assign commands, button.
You can assign commands, which I have never done, so I can't tell you how to do it.
Help, button.
Alright, and that's it for the commanders.
Toolbar.
Let's go back over here.
Voiceover utility category. Layout. Activate. Voiceover active layout.
Alright, again, I don't use Braille displays on my Mac. So if you have a Braille display, just go explore this category and let us know what you find.
Activities.
I just talked about these activities, so
Setup activity.
There's no point in even going in here because I'd have to walk you through the whole gist of it. But the bottom line is you set up an activity. An activity is a group of commands that you set up to do automatically when you open up an app. So, for instance, I have Safari set to when I open up Safari, Quick Nav is on, single lever navigation comes on, and I'm able to navigate without having to turn all that stuff on manually. I have another one for pages. When I open up pages, Quick Nav automatically turns off. I use a different voice and it's ready to go. But that's essentially what it is. A lot of people use it to use different voices for different apps. Some people use different voices for mail, so you can go in and just pick mail and have mail use a different voice and maybe a different set of attributes for navigation. You can also switch activities on the fly by using VoiceOver and the letter. Let me make sure. I think it's the letter X.
The activity chooser is unavailable in VoiceOver Utility.
Well, I guess that's what it is. So yeah, it's VoiceOver X. So, and he says it's not available in VoiceOver Utility. So, because obviously you're changing attributes. So
utility categories. Activities.
Last one is
VoiceOver recognition.
VoiceOver recognition.
VoiceOver recognition. Out of using on-device intelligence, your Mac will automatically improve the accessibility of images. VoiceOver recognition should not be relied upon in circumstances where you could be harmed or injured, in high-risk situations, for navigation, or for the diagnosis or treatment of any medical condition.
Alright, so he broke it down for us basically. So I'm assuming this works the same way on the Mac as it does on the phone.
Utility categories. VoiceOver recognition. Using checked image descriptions checkbox.
So I have image descriptions on.
Download required. Your Mac will speak descriptions of images in apps and on the web. Download additional languages button.
I don't need no other languages, so I'm not even gonna do that.
Help button.
So that's the gist of it. Just have it checked in. It will describe images for you. I don't think it does screen recognition on the Mac. If it does, it's probably
Download additional languages.
it's probably located somewhere else. All right, so that's Voiceover Utilities.
Finder.
One thing I will show you, because I tried to show it in the interactive session last night and I was in the wrong spot. So I'm going to go to how to change your voice, system voice, so your time speaks a different time, because you hear
Desktop.
that voice for voiceover, but if I do the time,
The 21st of January, 2:05 p.m.
it's a different voice. So let's launch System Preferences.
System preferences. Preference panes.
Go over to the Preference pane, Interact,
Desktop and screensaver.
and then
button.
we're going to hit the letter A for accessibility.
Accessibility button.
VO spacebar.
Loading zoom. Dimmed but toolbar.
Now I guess I can show you what's all in here.
Accessibility. Accessibility feed and accessibility feed overview. Row vision. Voiceover. Zoom. Display. Spoken content.
All right, spoken content is what I actually want. So let's go down another one.
Descriptions. Spoken content. Out of accessibility features.
All right, so I'm going over here to spoken content. VO to the right.
System voice. Siri voice 2. System voice. Pop-up button.
Now, this is misleading a little bit, I guess, because you would think that your system voice was the voice that you hear all the time, which is the voice you're hearing now. But mine is set to Siri voice number 2, which is, like, again, a voice you have to download in Voiceover Utilities under speech. So let's see what my choices are.
Menu checkmark. English. Scottish Standard English. Fiona. English. South Africa. Siri voice 1. Siri voice 2. Tessa. English. United Kingdom. Daniel.
Daniel's always been one of my favorites, so let's switch it to him.
Daniel. System voice. Pop-up button.
So now when I do the time, we'll hear.
The 21st of January, 2:07 p.m.
All right, so that's Daniel.
Play button. Speaking rate. Slow image.
You can change the speaking rate in here if you so choose.
49.8% fast image.
Which I don't do.
Volume. Mute image. 100%. Maximum volume image. Unchecked. Speak announcements checkbox.
All right. I leave this unchecked because then it's going to tell you everything after everything after everything. I got hints for that, and I also got my help tag, which is Control Option Shift and the letter N as in Nancy. So if I want to hear a help tag, all I got to do is.
You are currently on a checkbox. To select or deselect this checkbox, press Control Option Space.
And having this checkbox checked will do that and more. And I had it on for the first couple of years, but as I grew into my Mac and got used to where things were and what it said, I didn't need that help tag.
Options button.
And there's options in here to set how much of that spoken content you want. Since this checkbox is unchecked, it's not even going to let me do it. And this is something that, like I was saying, you got to learn how to explore and see what things are in here. So
Unchecked. Speak in maximum volume. 1 mute volume. Fast image. 49. Slow. Speaking rate. Play button. Daniel. System voice.
all right, let's switch it. Let me let you hear another voice.
Menu checkmark. Kate. Oliver. Serena. Siri voice 1. Siri voice 2. English. United. Siri voice 2.
Let's do Siri voice 2 here. Let's see what she sounds like.
Siri voice 2.
Actually, I think it's a girl. Let's see.
Play button.
Hello,
Stop.
I'm
Nope, that's a guy.
Siri voice 2. System menu checkmark. Siri voice 1. Siri voice 1.
Let's see.
System voice. Pop-up button.
Let's see what she sounds like.
Play button.
Hello?
Stop. Siri voice.
Well, that was short. What do you?
The 21st of January, 2:09 p.m.
All right, still playing him.
System. Siri voice 1. Play button.
Hello,
Stop.
I'm Siri.
Hello, she's Siri. But yes, so that's how you adjust your time. Again, system preferences, accessibility, spoken content. Stop interacting. Go over to the system voice. Pick the one
Siri
you
voice
want.
1.
pick the one you want, and that will be the voice that speaks the time. And if you wanted to, what's this thing called?
Volume. Mute 100%. Maximum volume. Unchecked. Speak announcements checkbox.
If you wanted to speak announcements, then you go VO right to that checkbox and you check it.
Finder. Desktop.
So,
Desktop.
again, Voiceover Utilities. If there's something in there that you don't know what it does, I did my best to try to explain it, but if not, then hey, Google is your friend. If you don't know what it does, leave it alone. We're going to finish this up with a few things that people seem to can't find or are struggling with finding. So let's go with how to set VoiceOver to start at the logon screen. So in that, you're going to go to System Preferences. Whatever way you like to get to it is up to you. You can go to the dock if it's still there. VO Shift M, hit S, and go to Users and Groups. Well, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Just go to System Preferences the best way that is for you. VOM, Apple menu, the dock, VO spacebar, whatever. So I'm going to go to System Preferences.
System Preferences. System Preferences. Preference panes.
I'm going to go to Preference pane, and what does VoiceOver tell me to do here?
You are currently on a scroll area. To begin interacting with the contents of this scroll area, press Control, Option, Shift, down arrow.
Alright, I'm not going to read the help tag each time, but I figured I would just give you a quick reminder.
In desktop.
So after you're in the preference scroll, what is this called
Detail,
again?
Preference panes.
And once you are interacted with the preference pane,
In desktop.
you want to go to Users and Groups.
Users and Groups button.
VO spacebar there.
Loading Users and Groups window. Toolbar.
And before you do anything in here, you have to go all the way over to the right in VO spacebar to unlock these settings. So that's what I'm going to do.
Help button. Click the lock to make changes.
Yep,
Button.
click the lock to make changes. So that's what I'm going to do.
Help button. In dialog. System Preferences.
Type in my password here.
Window. Help button.
And now it's unlocked. So I'm going to go back over here
Toolbar.
just to the right of the toolbar.
Users and Groups.
It says Users and Groups.
Users, Groups and Login options. One item selected.
Alright,
Cliff Miller. Current user.
it doesn't say, but it's actually a table. So I'm going to interact with this table.
In Users, Groups and Login.
And I'm going to go all the way to the bottom where it says Login Items, I think it says.
Login options.
Login Options, I'm sorry. Stop interacting with this table.
Add automatic login.
Automatic login.
Off. Automatic login. Pop-up
And
button.
mine is off. You can turn it on if you so choose.
Display login window as.
Display login window as.
List of users. Selected. Radio button.
List of users.
Name and password. Radio button. 2 of 2.
Name and password.
Checked. Show the sleep, restart, and shut down buttons. Checkbox.
And that just means if you turned your computer on by accident, you could shut it back down or make it go to sleep, and so choose. So, I think the next one is the one that we want.
Unchecked. Show input menu in login window. Checkbox.
Alright, that's not the one we want. I don't know what that input menu is, so I'm going to skip it. Like I said before, if you don't know what it is, leave it alone.
Unchecked. Show password hints. Checkbox.
Show password hints. I don't know why mine is checked, even though I don't need the password hint because I know what my password is. So that's in case you forgot your password. You set a hint when you set up your computer as to give you a clue of what idea what your password might be, and this is what that's for.
Unchecked. Show fast user switching menu as checkbox.
It says show fast user. I only have one user, so that's why that one is checked.
Icon.
I'm sorry,
Pop-up button.
unchecked.
Accessibility options button.
Alright, accessibility options button is where you want to go to set this voiceover to come on at the logon screen. So I'm going to VO spacebar here.
In dialog table. These accessibility items will automatically be enabled in the login window. Turning off a feature disables that feature for all users at the login window, but can be turned back on by the accessibility shortcut menu. These accessibility table.
Alright, so I'm going to interact with this table.
In table, checked voiceover checkbox.
And see, voiceover is already checked because it comes on at my logon screen. So you would come in here, check this box, and let's see what else is in here.
Unchecked zoom checkbox.
Zoom, and that's not the app Zoom that you the chat client. That is Zoom on your screen.
Unchecked accessibility keyboards are checkbox.
The accessibility keyboard.
Unchecked. Sticky keys. Checkbox.
Sticky keys.
Unchecked. Slow keys. Checkbox.
Slow keys.
Unchecked. Mouse keys. Checkbox.
Mouse keys. I use none of these.
Unchecked. Mouse keys.
And that's the last one.
Added. Turning off. Turning off a feature disables that feature for all users at the login window, but can be turned back on by the accessibility shortcut menu.
Alright, you
Start
heard
by
that.
turning on the
So, if you want to make sure this changes, you go all the way over to the right,
apply button.
and you hit apply.
Accessibility options button.
And once you do that, VoiceOver will come on at your logon screen. Another one that somebody has been looking to find but hasn't been able to find it easily is checking or checking the function keys under in the system. So I'm going to go back to the whole list.
Show all preferences. Users in.
Show all preferences. And what I did is I just could push Command L. You can also use Command left bracket to take you back a screen. So
Zoom. Dim. Toolbar.
go back over here and interact with the preference pane.
Preference panes.
Interact.
In desktop and screensaver button.
And I'm going to hit the letter K for keyboard.
Keyboard button.
Space VO spacebar.
Loading keyboard. Window. Keyboard. Keyboard. Selected. Tab. 1 to 5.
Alright, now keyboard is already selected. I'm just going to go through these options so you know what's in here. So you know what you're looking for.
Text. Tab. 2 of 5. Shortcuts. Tab. 3. Input sources. Tab. 4 of 5. Dictation. Tab. 5 of 5. Key repeat.
Alright, so all that stuff is pretty much self-explanatory. Key repeat is
Delay until repeat. 85.7. 40%.
I've never
Delay
messed
until repeat.
I've never messed with any of these settings, so
Off. Slow. Fast. Long. Short. Press 2. Do nothing. Pop-up button. Press 2. Short. Press 2. Do nothing. Pop. Unchecked. Use F1, F2, etc. keys as standard function keys. Checkbox.
and this is the checkbox that you want. Mine is unchecked because I don't use them that way.
Do nothing. Pop-up button.
What is this for?
Menu check. Start. Show emoji. Change input. Change input source. Do nothing. Press 2. Short. Long.
Oh yeah, that's the FN key. I have mine to set to do nothing. But yes, so right after you have VoiceOver.
Short.
Let me see what it
Press
says here.
2. You are currently on a text element.
So, right before your option to select what you want your FN key to do, it's going to say,
Do nothing. Pop. Unchecked. Use F1, F2, etc. keys as standard function keys. Checkbox.
and like I said, mine is unchecked because I don't use them that way. But if you want yours checked, this is where you come to check it or uncheck it to use them as standard function keys. Alright. And since it's a quick one, the last order of business here today
When this
will be the App Store.
Finder. Desktop.
And surprise, surprise, I actually don't have a commander or shortcut key for this because I don't use the App Store very often. So I'm going to VOM to go to my Apple menu.
Menu bar. Apple. Apple. About this Mac. System preferences. Ellipsis. App Store. Ellipsis.
And there's the App Store.
App Store. App Store. Loading. Discover. One item selected. Tips from a pro. Better Ego Vintage 7 starter shortcuts. The automation expert gets you going.
Alright, so when you first come in here, I don't know, I think it lands you in the last thing that you were doing. If you go all the way over to the right,
Cliff Miller Sr. button.
it'll have your name. I usually select that
Details.
so I can go into the details if I so chose.
Input Mac apps button. iPhone and iPad apps button.
And these
Purchase
are-
by.
These
Cliff button.
are my purchases, and the reason it says purchase by is because I am the organizer for family sharing, so I can look at everybody's apps who's been bought on the Mac or iOS or iPad OS in here, whatever the case may be.
Out of details.
Let me show you. All the way over to the left is
Search field search. Full. Minimize. Close button.
Alright, so that's the close button.
Minimize button. Full screen button.
Full screen.
Search field search. Search text field.
And this is the search field, so if I wanted to search for an app, I would just start typing here. I did VO spacebar just because it's a force of habit, and I don't even know what to search for because I don't use the App Store. Everything that I use on the app, on my Mac is pretty much already on here. Let's see if I wanted to look for a Bible. Oops, it's not
Full
Why is
screen.
it not
Search
typing?
field. Search text
There we
field.
go.
Trending searches. Pop. Search hints. Bible.
Bible study,
Study.
apps.
Loading.
Alright, then I hit
Results
enter.
for Bible study apps.
Now it said results for Bible study apps.
Field. Results for Bible study apps.
And it's not saying it, so I'll do the hint command so you'll know what you'll have to do to read the results.
You are currently on a collection. To begin interacting with the items in this list, press Control, Option, Shift, down arrow.
So basically he's telling you to interact. So that's what I'm going to do.
Insect, Bible study tools, audio, video, Bibles, studies, commentaries, get.
And it says get because this means it's free. It didn't even say in-app purchases, so I might take a look at that one.
Bible study, reference, re-download.
And there's one that I have already purchased because it says re-download.
eSword X, Bible study extreme, study the Bible fast and easy, $9.99.
$9.99. They also make this one for the what you call it? They also make it for the iPad and iPhone, and I think it's a separate purchase if I'm not mistaken.
Bible study journal prayer, $10.99.
There's another one that's $10.
Bible Catholic study books get in-app purchases.
Now this one says get but has in-app purchases. So let's go back over to this one that was free.
Bible study tools, audio, video, Bibles, studies, commentaries, get.
Alright, I know what to do here, but let me see if VoiceOver will tell you.
Bibles,
Stay on the right app. I want to see if VoiceOver tells you what we're supposed to do here.
To interact with items in this group, press Control, Option, Shift, down arrow.
Alright, he's telling me to interact, so let me see how I would interact.
In Bible study tools, audio, video, Bibles, studies, commentaries, get button.
Again, I know what to do here, but let's see if VoiceOver gives us an idea what we're supposed to do here.
You are currently on a button. To click this button, press Control, Option, Space.
Alright, he's saying push Control Option Space. Let me do that, because I actually have a faster way of doing it, but let's see what this one does.
Cancel button, GT. Are you sure you want to get Bible study tools, audio, video?
Okay. He said, am I sure? Because I pushed it, and it's telling me to, and I was on the get button.
GT, default button.
And if I wanted to get it, I would hit the VO space bar here and get it. But I don't really want this app because I have a couple of Bible study apps already on my Mac, so
GT, cancel
so
button.
I'm gonna cancel that.
App Store window, get button.
Now let's
Add Bible
studies.
field,
I mean, because
results.
the App Store is really not that hard. I mean, once you know your way around. But the biggest thing is making sure, like we've been teaching you already, predictable patterns. All apps are pretty much laid out the same way, especially when it comes to navigating the menu bar. So let's VOM.
Menu bar, Apple.
That's the Apple menu.
App Store.
App Store, because that's the app that I'm in, and the next one will be
Edit.
is the edit menu. I doubt that any of these things work in here because it's the App Store, except for if you want to search or correct your spelling. But what's this next one?
Store.
This is the Store tab. Let's see what's in this menu.
Store. Back command, left bracket. Reload page command R. Search command F. See all command shift S. Discover command 1. Arcade command 2. Create command 3. Work command 4. Play command 5. Develop command 6. Categories command 7. Updates command 8. View my account, klif@sturitp.com, ellipsis command 0. Sign out. Sign out.
Alright, so that's what's in that menu.
Window. Results for.
And like I said, this app is pretty simple. There's only one really menu or a section of that you need to go to. But if you memorize the keys 1 through 9 or 1 through 0, you really don't need them. I mean, 1 was Discover, 2 and 3 was Arcade or something like that. But the ones you really need to know is Command 8, which is updates, and Command 0, which is your account.
View my account, klif@sturitp.com.
So, I mean, there's really nothing. I mean, let's see.
Discover.
Discover, I guess you could go in there and see what's new.
Loading. Arcade.
Then Command 2 is the arcade, and there's not very many accessible games on iOS, so I doubt there is on Mac. I've never tried them.
Loading. Create.
Command 3 is create. I'm assuming that's for developers.
Loading. Work.
Command 4. I guess these may be a category of apps that are for people that work with the Mac, work on their Mac for their job or whatever the case may be.
Loading. Play.
And Command 5 says play. I really don't know what that Command 5 is. I can't remember. Command 6 is discover, I think.
Loading. Develop.
Oh, my fault. Develop. So, and Command 7.
Loading. Categories.
And that's categories. So, essentially, like I said, the only ones you really need is Command 8, which is up to see if you have updates, or Command 0 to go into your account. Command F will put you in the search field.
Search. Search hints pop up.
And you can just start to type, and then VO right arrow, interact with the results. VO spacebar on the app you want to interact with the app title that you want to explore, and if you want to get it, you can VO spacebar or you can VO command spacebar. Either way, it's going to give you an action to re-download if you already got it, or get or purchase if you don't have it already. So again, the App Store is pretty simple. You just have to go back and listen to previous classes, the navigation tips and tricks that we showed you, and practice. One last thing I will show you.
Finder.
Under System Preferences.
System Preferences.
Because it reminded me once I was in the App Store and it said something about updates.
Preference panes. Desktop.
Now I'm going to go to Software Updates from System Preferences, not the App Store.
Software Update button. Loading software
VO
update.
spacebar.
Window. Toolbar. Software Update. Software Update image. Your Mac is up to date. Mac OS Monterey 12.2.
Yeah, I'm on 12.2 because I'm running a beta. But the thing that I want you to hear in here is...
Last checked. Today at 7:03 a.m.
Alright, that's not it, but the next one is going to be what I want you to hear.
Software Update. This Mac is enrolled in the Apple Develop. Checked. Automatically keep my Mac up to date checkbox.
Automatically keep my Mac up to date, which means that box is checked, which means if there's any apps on my Mac that's not third party, whether anything that came from the App Store, even software updates, it will keep it up to date automatically. All I have to do when a software update is downloaded and ready is come in here, authenticate with my password, and it will update. Other than that, it does all the other updates, pages, numbers, keynote, whatever, in the background for me. Pages, text edit, whatever. Apple does a great job of doing all their stuff under the hood, in the back end, in the background, so it stays out of your way. So that is this week's edition of More with the Mac.